Danger mark. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has now urged the centre to intervene and ensure that levels in the Yamuna don't rise further. Kejriwal has tweeted, and I quote, "There have been no rains in Delhi for the last 2 days. However, levels of the Yamuna river are rising due to abnormally high volumes of water being released by Haryana at the Hathni Kund barrage. Urged the centre to intervene and ensure that the water level does not rise further." Kejriwal has also called an emergency meeting at 4:30 p.m. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in when it comes to the rain situation in the national capital. Remember, despite the fact that, as Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is pointing out, that there have been no heavy rains for the last 2 days in the national capital, the waterlogging continues in many areas, namely the low-lying areas near the Yamuna River. Now, Arvind Kejriwal has urged the centre to intervene and ensure that levels in the Yamuna River don't rise. He has tweeted, and I quote, "There have been no rains in Delhi for the last 2 days. However, levels of the Yamuna River are rising due to abnormally high volumes of water being released by Haryana at the Hathni Kund barrage. Urge the centre to intervene and ensure that the water level does not rise further." Kejriwal has also called an emergency meeting at 4:30 p.m. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. I'm joined by my colleague Rupashri Nanda on the broadcast. Rupashri, give us the details.
Well, the big takeaway over here is that Arvind Kejriwal, Chief Minister of Delhi, has once again sought the central government's intervention when it comes to fighting the flood or the threat of flood here in the national capital. He has pointed out in a tweet that while it has not been raining in Delhi for the past 24 hours, the water that is being released from the Hathni Kund barrage in Haryana is leading to the levels of water in Yamuna rising, and it has been predicted that it is going to cross the 207 mark, that is a danger mark, by tonight. And the Delhi Chief Minister himself has said that this is not good news, and he has sought the central government's intervention to ensure that Haryana does not allow more water to be released from the Hathni Kund barrage. But the question, of course, is if Haryana itself is if the barrage itself is overflowing, what option does the government have over there except to release water? And the Chief Minister, of course, has called for a meeting at 4:30 p.m. We understand that all the ministers, all the MP, mayor, councillors, and every department, flood and irrigation control department, revenue department, every department is going to be present at that meeting. So far, the Delhi government had estimated that there was no threat of flooding in the residential areas because there has been, according to the forecast, there was no rain that was predicted. But with the continual the Yamuna levels, the levels rising continually in the Yamuna, the government will have to take a stock of what situation could emerge. And it also depends on how the central government responds to the Chief Minister's request over here. Essentially, the focus will be, of course, first on rescue, relief and rehabilitation.
Right.
And,
Right, I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Rupashri, for getting us that piece of breaking news. Now we're also getting a reaction from Delhi Minister Atishi. Let's listen in.
की व्यवस्था, मेडिकल कैंप, मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज़ सारी हमने प्रोवाइड करी हैं, खास करके क्योंकि कैंप में बहुत सारे बच्चे भी हैं, तो उनके लिए खासकर इंश्योरिंग कि उनकी तबीयत वगैरह ठीक रहे, तो प्रॉपर मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज़ भी दी गई हैं। कुछ यहाँ पे कैंप में और एडिशनल चीज़ों के लिए भी अब हमने डायरेक्शन दी है, क्योंकि शुरू में ये लग रहा था कि हो सकता है 1 या 2 दिन के लिए ही रिलीफ कैंप्स की आवश्यकता हो, लेकिन अभी यमुना जी का स्तर तो बढ़ ही जा रहा है, तो यहाँ पे प्रॉपर टॉयलेट्स का अरेंजमेंट, बाथरूम्स का अरेंजमेंट, फैंस का अरेंजमेंट, इस सब का अरेंजमेंट अब हम कर रहे हैं।
अभी सीएम ने थोड़ी देर पहले एक ट्वीट किया उसकी।
जी बिल्कुल, क्योंकि क्या है कि आप दिल्ली में जो अभी यमुना जी का स्तर बढ़ रहा है, वो दिल्ली की बरसात की वजह से नहीं है, वो जो हिमाचल से हरियाणा और हरियाणा से दिल्ली जो पानी आ रहा है, इसलिए ज़रूरी है कि हरियाणा से आने वाले पानी को कंट्रोल्ड मैनर में दिल्ली में छोड़ा जाए, क्योंकि अगर एक बार में बहुत ज़्यादा पानी छोड़ दिया जाएगा और लगातार ज़्यादा पानी छोड़ा जाएगा, तो फिर अभी तक तो यमुना खादर तक ही पानी पहुंचा है, लेकिन अगर इसी तरह पानी आता रहेगा तो फिर और ज़्यादा आबादी वाले इलाकों में भी पानी पहुंचेगा। सेंट्रल वाटर कमीशन से तो हमारी लगातार बात हो रही है, पर अब केंद्र सरकार से और हरियाणा सरकार से भी हम बात करेंगे।
मीटिंग के बाद क्या कोई आप लोग प्रस्ताव?
Right, so that's the request coming in from the Delhi government to the centre. Now my colleague Yash gets us these ground reports from the flood affected areas in the national capital.
If the rains increase in the upper catchment area, further water levels will increase in the national capital. Right now, the marks have already breached the danger zone, and now the water is flowing above the danger mark. And in fact, I have a civil defense personnel who has made this arrangements. Sir, पहले आपका नाम बताइए और क्या-क्या arrangements आपके द्वारा बनाए गए हैं यहाँ पे अभी?
मैं सूर्य प्रताप सिंह, डिवीजन 200, और डीएम साहब प्रीत विहार की तरफ से हमारी तरफ को अरेंजमेंट जो दिए जा रहे हैं वो हमने शेल्टर्स इनको प्रोवाइड करा दिए हैं पुअर पर्सनस को, और फ्लड एरिया के अंदर जाने से हमने इनको रोकना है। प्लस साथ में इनके लिए कोई भी एक्स्ट्रा मेडिसिन कोई भी इमरजेंसी आ जाती है तो उसके लिए हम इनको टेक केयर करते हैं। प्लस इनकी फूडिंग का पूरा ध्यान रखा जाता है और टाइमली इनको फूड प्रोवाइड किया जाता है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, और कोई भी मिसहैपनिंग ना हो इसके लिए हम हमेशा अलर्ट मोड पे यहाँ पे रहते हैं।
तो इसके अलावा और क्या क्या अरेंजमेंट्स किए? खाने का अरेंजमेंट इन लोगों के लिए क्या क्या अरेंजमेंट है?
फूडिंग है, मेडिसिन हैं, और एक अलर्टनेस है कि किसी को कोई इमरजेंसी हो तो उसके लिए हम फीडबैक पूरी टीम हमारी तैयार रहती है।
तो मैं जो ये वाटर लेवल्स कल हम लोग यहाँ पे आए थे इतना ज्यादा नहीं था, तो अचानक से ही कल मतलब 12 से 13 घंटे में पानी इतना ज्यादा उफान पाया है, तो तकरीबन कुछ आपके पास नंबर होगा कि कितने फैमिलीज आपने शिफ्ट करके शेल्टर्स में लाए हैं?
एक्चुअली के अंदर ऐसा है कि अनकाउंटेबल पर्सन्स होते हैं, काफ़ी सारे एरिया से काफ़ी लोग मूव होते हैं, पर लेकिन ये है कि टाइम टू टाइम की लिस्ट तैयार होती रहती है, तो कि जो भी हमारे पास इनका रिकॉर्ड होता है उसके हिसाब से हम इनके लिए पूरा अरेंजमेंट तैयार करते हैं, पूरा फीडबैक तैयार होता है। पीछे से हथनीकुंड बैराज से जैसे पानी छोड़ा गया है पीछे से, और डे बाय डे जितना आएगा वो तो इम्पैक्ट उसका यहाँ पे वाटर लेवल में हमें देखने को मिलेगा ही, पर जब तक नेचुरल सब कुछ चीज़ें ईजी नहीं हो जाती, हमारी फीडबैक टीम ऐसे ही वर्क करती रहेगी।
We are right now on a boat, and with this you can only imagine how the people are forced to actually use boats in this very area. That particular side you can see is this particular construction is built on a little bit higher level, so people are easily they are able to walk on these roads, and in fact you can see they are actually taking out their essential goods from their houses, and in fact they are moving it to the safer zones. On the other side of this building, in fact of this very wall, there are certain relief camps which have been set up by the authorities over here, and these people who have been living here have shifted mostly to these places. Now water, you can see the situation over here, and in fact the water on this very side of the of this very wall is approximately 4 to 5 feet, and in fact now there are added fears which have the added fears which the people are actually people are fearing certain things, including the free flow of electricity, but the people have maintained that electricity have been cut in this area. So right now what is also happening is that some of the people have also complained that some aquatic animals have also come into this very place, and in fact a gentleman was just telling some time back that he also saw a small alligator in these waters. So this is not just about how water has actually receded inside these very areas. You can see this is a famous Hanuman temple over here at Yamuna Ghat. On a regular day, a lot of devotees come to this very spot to actually pray. But now you can see the Hanuman idol is also immersed under the water. So the situation remains very grim over here.
So rain fury continues in the north of India, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get you the worst affected states when it comes to the rain havoc that is spreading across